Before we get to answering that question, just for our Spotify listeners and our Apple Podcasts, we are seated here together on a bench.
Yes.
On a trail. I look like I'm ready to go for a walk, and Anna and Kim look like they're ready for a meeting.
Okay.
But we just wanted to let you guys know that we do have some birds chirping.
I don't know if that was necessary that you had to say me and Kim were ready for a meeting.
I don't know what our listeners who are not watching on YouTube a visual. Okay?
We're ready for the day because we have other things happening after this. I don't want y'all, for those visual listeners, I don't want y'all think we just come to the park like this, okay? We have things that we have to get to. It's a beautiful day. We decided to be outside for this episode. You hear the birds chirping. They're singing praise. They're saying good morning. Mm-hmm. And so we wanted to be here with the birds. We wanted to be here out in nature. And, you know, Texas is going to get hot in 2.5 seconds.
Yes.
So we want to enjoy this time that we get to be out here. Mm-hmm. So anyway, back to you, Sally, when you were disrespecting us. So the last time that we all got together, I don't know if you guys remember, we spoke about the pact that we made.
That's right.
About when we were younger, and we decided that, you know what, when we get older and we have children and we have a family of our own, we're gonna stay together. Yeah. We did not want to. We made each other promise that
exactly.
So that we could continue to grow up together and we could raise our kids together. But we forgot one tiny detail when we made the pact.
That's right, Anna.
and that's the fact that hey, you're gonna have husbands,
exactly,
and
have a family of your own.
Right, have a family of your own, and that's the decision that you need to make with your spouse.
A big decision.
So even though we made the pact when we were younger, now if it ever was to happen, that would be a decision that you would make with your spouse. Which brings me to the question that we received on our Instagram. For those of you who follow us on Instagram, it is at What Anna Said Pod. Mm-hmm. And we get a lot of questions through there sometimes about things that y'all want us to cover. And a topic did come up. We were asked, I believe the question was, how was it when each of us had a significant other? What was the dynamic? And was it hard? Was it hard for that transition, to get along, to accept someone new?
I know that Anna was the first one that got married.
Yes, that's right.
And so we got to meet Ben. That is Anna's spouse. And we need to go back and set the scene. We went to church, and that's where Anna met Ben. And I know I was probably at the age of 12 when I got to know him. Because we grew up together, it was an easy adjustment for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we got to know him.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he always seemed like a big brother to us already.
We made jokes.
Yeah, we were joking around. It was just comfortable.
It made it an easy transition.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Knowing Ben and him and his crowd of boys and their little group, I'm not going to throw out their little name. But that was our first impression of Ben.
That's right. I was in junior high when they had got married. Mm-hmm. I believe I was in 9th grade. And I remember my sister getting married. And the only thing I could think of, because this was a big transition, this was the first one in our family to get married. And we grew up so close that when one left, it felt like a complete new world. Like it felt like we came to a foreign land again because Anna was gone now, and Anna was the one that did so much for our family as the oldest, with the responsibilities that came, and
so much for us.
Exactly. And so much for me and Sally, because, you know, she was the mediator between me and Sally because we shared a room. And she was the one that would keep the peace.
All right.
So having Anna gone, definitely me and Sally had to grow.
Yeah. And we all saw how that panned out, right? When Anna got married. Thank you, Anna, for leaving. Because then Sally didn't know how to parent right.
Because, we were doing good. Okay. And then she turned into a captain. My relationship with Ben has always been, I've always seen him as a big brother. Anytime when they were dating, I'd see them together. I just love them. I just love them together. I loved him for her. I loved how he treated me like a little sister. You know, anytime he had some candy or a little money, he'd just throw it my way.
I think maybe that's the only reason why you liked him.
I think that was a bonus. It was the candy and the money. He knew how to
Anna's box of chocolates or something.
He knew how to get a little sister. You know. So yeah, that because if anyone knew me when I was young,
yeah,
I would not
bodyguard.
let anyone talk to my sisters.
Mm.
I would
Yeah,
not.
she's a bodyguard.
Yeah, Kim was super strict
Yes.
on if we went out to a playground, if we went swimming at the pool, if anywhere that
You
we
guys,
were.
it sounds like you guys are only describing one event. You guys keep describing the same. When we go swimming, Marco Polo and swimming happen in the same.
And Kim,
No.
you see how on the last episode we talked
Oh,
about how
goodness.
Sally was strict on Kim. Well, growing up, Kim was also strict on Sally. So any boys that would try to come and talk or anyone, maybe
Kim
Sally,
is like swimming up.
maybe Sally's feeling cute, at the pool party that we're having, and Kim was like, "Mm-mm, take your hands off my sister. Stop trying to hold my sister's hand." They're laughing because they're having flashbacks right now. But Kim definitely was the type like, no, I don't want you talking to my sister. No, I don't like this guy. So Kim always had an opinion, and she was very heavily just opinionated about any guy that we would talk to. So whenever I did start dating Ben, when he was my boyfriend, Kim already, like she said, she approved from the start.
Ben
And
knew the candy.
oh, Ben knew how to. You know how you have like a guard
You
dog.
have a little
you
feral.
just
No, it's not even
throw-
the guard dog. It's like some feral animal.
Feral.
Wow.
Okay, that's enough.
First of all,
You gotta distract them and throw something.
No, but so whenever I decided to get married, whenever I knew that this decision was for me, that I wanted it, this was my forever person. I don't. If you guys watched our first episode, you hear me talk about it a little bit when I say I didn't like to waste time. Like wait for what? I wanted to get married. I was young when I got
Get to
married.
business.
And I wanted to. This was my forever person. So what are we waiting for? So we decided to get married. I remember bringing the question to my sisters before I actually told them what was happening. I did ask them in our room. I did say, "Hey, what do you guys think about getting married? What are your thoughts on that?" I don't know, just because. And
Yes, I remember you asking that question. I was like, why is she even asking this question? Because I already know you gotta have a career first, a car, and a house.
keep in mind, I
Okay.
was 9.
Put that check
No,
mark
no.
up there.
Yeah, keep in mind I was
your
19
turn.
whenever we had this
Hey, I had-
conversation. So Sally was like, have your life together first before you talk about you want to get married.
Yeah, and so Anna's reaction was kind of like, oh,
I was like, oh.
I don't think she knows her heart is about to be broken.
So whenever I did get married, it wasn't so much of them for a transition for them with adding a person. It was more a transition with me being the first to get married and that being the change that took place. Me no longer being in the house, no longer being there with my sisters together, and them having to now they're just with each other. So that was more of the change that took place in the house.
Exactly. It was weird. It was like a weird feeling waking up and Anna's not here. And as the days kept going on, like you wake up, Anna's not here. It was a
Right.
big transition.
Yeah, because she has such a big heart, and she'll do like if we need a ride anywhere, like she's the
Yeah,
main,
Anna did everything
she'll
for
do it
us.
without any talk back.
But yeah, so that's what happened there. And then after I got married and, that became my new normal, 2 years after I got married, Kim also got married. And if you watched our last episode, you know exactly how that went, how it happened. So it was kind of abrupt.
It did feel abrupt because you got married. Yes, 2 years was quick. Oh, you mean you getting married? Yeah,
out of nowhere.
Because it wasn't
no
something we saw coming.
right.
It just happened. And so
Curveball.
we didn't get the time
Mhm.
to
to adjust
to that
or
idea
get to know her who she was
or get to know her
marrying.
spouse.
Yep.
We kind of just it happened to us.
Mhm.
And so we had to learn as we go.
Yes.
And that was a whole new transition too with Kim
Mhm.
getting married just because she's the youngest out of us.
Yes.
And at that time you were 18.
She was still in high school. She's
She
a
was
high
still in high
school
school.
senior, just to set the scene
Right.
of how abrupt it was for Kim.
Yes.
Okay.
She was a high school senior.
Maybe we'll share that story. Maybe we won't. We'll see.
Right. But she
No,
Kim's like Kim's like, that's
Yeah.
enough sharing.
So we're not gonna share the story.
Kim's like, please
fast forward.
redirect. So when Kim got married, it was quick, and so we had to get to know her spouse in that in that light
Mhm.
because we did not get to know him as her boyfriend
Yeah.
when she was dating him through high school because Kim, who didn't she date? I'm just kidding. I'm just
Are
kidding.
you kidding?
No,
Are
no,
you
no.
sure?
But
What
it
about
was
those love letters you're talking about.
yeah, those love letters.
So that's no kidding.
So Kim, so whenever she was dating him in high school, we did not know if this was going to be a forever thing. And then whenever the marriage came,
We knew that it's gonna be for everything
Right,
now.
right.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
signed, sealed,
Okay.
delivered, and we decided, okay, this is a situation that we're in. There is no takebacks. There is no, I'm so sorry for what happened.
Yeah,
Kim, come
yeah.
back home.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it.
Mhm.
So we decided, okay, we're gonna have to get to know this new person, their
Yep.
new family.
Yep.
And it was a challenging thing because in the beginning it felt like we didn't know how it was gonna go. We didn't know if Kim would go get married and then just live her life and never come back home. Because for those of you who saw the recent episode, she left on a bad note, and so we didn't know if it would just this is our new normal now. But fortunately, we got to know Teaki. We got
We
to know his
did.
family. And let me just say, the way that his family just warmly welcomed Kim and opened up their homes and hearts
Right.
to her,
Mhm.
is just what made us. It was just so
Open
easy
up.
to love
Mhm.
her spouse and everyone else immediately.
Immediately.
Right.
Like
So-
we really got to know them through that. Like as soon as it happened.
Oh yeah, because
Now
it
we're
happened
like-
to them as well.
Yes.
They also did not know that
Right,
these two
that-
were gonna go get married. I mean, they didn't know how fast it would happen.
Right.
So it was all of us together, trauma bonded.
Yes. Yes. Trauma bonded. That's right.
So right.
Yes.
So-
Kim's saying something here.
Yes, I was just saying that. It was a big transition because I didn't meet my boyfriend at the time, which is my husband. I didn't meet his parents before we got married, and my husband's the same way. That was my boyfriend. He didn't get to meet my parents before we got married, so we all met when me and my husband made that decision and got married.
Right. As you're getting married, we're all meeting each other and getting to know each other and
Yeah, the
getting used to the
situation-
idea.
The situation was hard to adjust. Like
Of
to-
course, the situation was
To
was
take.
different.
But in regards to the relationship,
Oh, that was easy.
right? That's the
Right.
easy part.
Right. And
It's just the whole change and
yeah, I think it was easy because we love Kim so much,
Yep.
and her husband's family loves him so much.
Mhm.
So naturally, you love the person that they love,
Mhm.
because they chose to love this person. So you also naturally you just love that person. So that wasn't the hard part.
Yeah.
The hard part was what you're
Right. What? You had a boyfriend?
You had a boyfriend, and now you're getting married, and
Or did you just I'm just kidding.
so that was Kim. That was
Yeah.
with Kim's story. And then 2 years after Kim, so I don't know if we planned this or what,
Right.
but 2 years
That's
after me,
crazy.
Kim got married. 2 years after Kim,
I got
Sally got married.
Yes.
And Sally, like you guys already know, Sally grew up saying she would never get married. She'll get married when she's 20, whatever,
Yeah.
27. She said she's gonna,
Have kids at 30.
she's going to live her life, and she's going to go for her career, and she's gonna do this and this. And it's life doesn't usually go as planned. If not, it almost never goes as planned.
Yeah.
And so all Sally's plans, the moment Edward came into her life,
Her Kaipo partner.
Prince Edward
Yes.
came into her life, that plan went out the window. She said
Mhm.
30 today. Today. And so, Sally started dating Edward. And of
Yes.
course, dating is different than marriage.
Oh yes,
You
for
know,
sure.
I'm not obligated to care about you if
Yeah, yeah.
you're like if my sister's having an argument with her boyfriend at the time, what does that mean to me?
Yeah.
Marriage is a whole different ballgame.
Exactly.
Marriage is commitment,
Yes.
and
Sacrifice. That's right.
now you're not just my sister's husband, but you're my family too.
Exactly.
So it's a different thing. So whenever Sally was dating Edward, they were together, and just seeing a whole new side of Sally, because he balanced her out well. He calmed
He
her
really
down a
did.
lot.
Yes.
He made her nicer. He just
Yeah. God knew what Sally needed. Yeah, because you already know Sally.
so
Yeah.
So when Sally decided to marry Edward, we already accepted him. I think we accepted him just before they were even
Yeah.
together, because we loved. He just has such a calm demeanor
Yes.
that we love that he brought that
yeah
dynamic into
Yeah.
Sally's life. And because I knew him in high school. I knew him in high school because he okay, so let me go back to this. Edward was actually in my husband's line when we got married. He was one of the guys in my husband's friend group,
Mhm.
so of course I already knew him before Sally knew him.
Yeah.
I knew him, I knew of him, and I already liked him. He was a good
Mhm.
kid, and I felt like he was really good for my sister. So when she
Yes.
did tell me that she was hanging out with him casually, I encouraged her to turn that casual thing around. I said, casually, you need to hang out with him for real.
Yeah, and
So-
it's so funny because we look back and we see pictures from even when they were in high school together, and you see Edward there on the side of the picture, and there's Sally, there's Anna. Like,
she didn't know her husband was there the whole time,
he was in the picture the entire time.
right under her nose.
The awareness was just in a different direction, but he was right next to her.
Yeah. So when Sally decided to accept his offer of them just hanging out,
Mhm.
she fell quickly
Oh,
for Mr. Edward and his charm.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And so whenever they got married, that was a blessing for us.
Oh
Also,
yes,
just
for sure.
because Sally
really
was
did.
just you could tell that she was just so in love, and she was just
Yeah.
became a better person.
Yeah, it really changed her and softened her, and
Definitely
um,
softened her.
yeah, it just
a lot.
Just seeing Edward do that for our sister just made us love him even more.
Yeah. So, whenever she got married, there was a whole nother addition to our family with him and his family. And we completely, now looking back, it's so funny because whenever your siblings are going into this new life,
Oh yeah.
you don't know what your life is going to be now, because
Oh,
it
yeah.
changes things.
Yeah.
You don't know how it's going to be. Am I going to see Sally as much? Am I going to see
Mhm.
Kim as much? Are we going to hang out like we did before? Are we going to get together? And then it just turned out that this was our new normal, and it became better.
Yes.
If anything, we're all hanging out, spouses
yeah.
included, all the time,
and with our children.
and with our children. And it's just so full and so
It
rich
is.
every time now because there's more of us,
Yeah.
and we feel so complete.
Exactly.
Versus
Always something to look forward to.
right, versus growing up and it was just our
Yeah.
immediate, our family,
Exactly.
my siblings and my parents,
And our pact.
and we were moving around, and we had to make a pact to stay together. Now it's so much more full because we have our extended families, and it feels like we really have our home here.
Yes.
So it's just been such a blessing. For me, myself, personally speaking, and I'll let you guys answer too. For me, because the question that we was given was it hard? And it definitely was easy. And I know that that's a blessing to say because that's not something that everyone can say, dealing with their sibling spouses or in-laws or things like that. But it definitely was easy.
It definitely was easy, and I think a lot of that is part of an answered prayer.
Credited to
Yes.
to prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because Mom, I know, growing up, she always prayed for our spouses the same way that she prayed for her spouse.
yes,
When she came to know the
Right.
Lord and she started praying fervently about her husband, who I think she just looked out on.
of course, because daddy's girl over here. But my mom, I'm so thankful for my mom because when she had children, one of the things that she did pray for, just not just our well-being and all of that, but she also prayed for our spouse.
That's right.
Specifically,
She did.
for each one of us. She
Exactly.
prayed for our spouse. She prayed for our future life. And my mom did that ever since we were young.
Yes.
I mean, I remember her praying
Mhm.
that prayer
And talking about
and talking about it before we even thought about boys or anything.
Yeah.
My mom always prayed about it, and I know that being a daughter of divorce, that was something that was really important to her.
Oh yes.
And she made sure to
Yes.
continue to cover us in prayer, praying for our
That's
future,
right.
praying for our lives, praying for our spouses and our families that we were going to
That's
have
right.
later. So I know that a lot of that is definitely because of Mom's continuous
yes.
prayer over us.
Yes, and she's told us as well that God has answered her prayers for each and every one of us.
Right.
And then not only Mom's prayers, but also seeing the way that our parents quickly loved our spouses.
Oh yeah.
That definitely helped too.
Yeah, because
So-
if anything, they're always on our husband's side, on our spouse's side.
And no matter what the dynamic was when they were our boyfriends, because like I said again, boyfriend,
Different.
boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yes.
But whenever we decided that no, this is the person that I this is my person,
Yeah.
you know, and our parents completely respected whatever decision we made,
Mhm.
respected that, okay, that's the person you choose to love, and we will love them also.
Right.
And one thing about my parents is that whoever you choose, you better make sure.
Yes.
You better make sure, because whenever you argue or
Mhm.
or anything and you think you're gonna run back to mom and dad,
Yeah. Yeah.
mom and dad gonna send you right back out that door.
Right back. Okay.
Right.
And yeah, because on the day that I got married or eloped, I
Yeah.
remember I was like, Mom, Mom and Dad, come pick me up right now.
So I was like, come pick me up.
Yeah.
I don't wanna do
And
this no
Mom was
more.
like, why? And I was like,
And mom's
going
like,
off, and she's
hang
like,
up the phone,
yes.
girl. Talk to your husband. Don't talk to me.
She was like, Bunny, you have to stay. Like,
Yes.
you
You
cannot.
have to listen to your
Yes.
husband.
Yeah.
Right. And
But that was something to adjust to because you're so
yeah.
used to calling on your parents.
and you're so used to your parents being on your side.
Yeah.
And
for them not to be, ouch.
and then you're like, wait, what? You what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are you on his side?
Mhm.
Okay. But that's another thing, is because they teach us, they're really unbiased in that way,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Crazy,
Because
but great for us.
It's great for us, right? But it's definitely true. So whenever things come up, I mean, it's the same thing with us. Like if Kim and Tiaki or you
Yep.
and Kia or whatever you're going
Mhm.
through, we're always going to be on your husband's side.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
always.
Right.
I can't think of a time that you guys have ever been on my side. Ever.
Never, actually. Yeah, I don't agree with you. I'm going to take Kia's side every time.
Everybody just loves our spouses.
Yes, and that's just the way it is, and that's because we individually root for each other.
Yes.
Like I'm rooting for your marriage. I want
Yeah.
your marriage to work. I want that for you.
Exactly.
And so
Yeah, and it just reminds me. I remember me and my husband having an argument, and I remember my sister-in-law was. She was like, "Wow, your sisters won't budge. They are taking my brother's side." And I remember I looked at my sister-in-law and I said, "Yeah, it's always Tiaki. It's always Tiaki. You know, like I'm getting annoyed. Yeah, but it's good to have that because then it humbles us and reminds us, okay, yeah, maybe you're just overreacting.
because
a little.
once you get married, that's my brother-in-law now. That's my
Exactly.
family.
Yes.
Yeah, you ain't gonna treat him like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right, check yourself, because I know you. Don't forget, I know you. I grew up with you.
Yeah,
I know your little
exactly.
attitude. Okay. So that definitely was. I think for us, whenever we were bringing someone new into the family, I think you always have those questions about what it's gonna look like. How is this person gonna fit into this
Mhm.
dynamic? But you know what? It's just like when you have babies.
Yeah.
It's just like, how am I gonna love this baby? I can't imagine loving another baby because I love you so much.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The love is something that
Exactly.
you can never run out of love. It just continues to multiply. And so whenever we had all these new people, and I know when my little brother, because he's the single one out of us,
Yes.
whenever he gets married, that's just more love that we
Yes.
get to share.
Oh,
that
yeah.
we get to get together and bond over, and
For sure.
loving his wife and their
Yes.
children.
And I know because there's 3 sisters and that's our only brother. Whoever this person is, we are gonna go full on loving
Yeah,
this
like,
person.
sorry-
Like, we're just so excited. Like, we
Also-
can't wait. Yeah. So sorry to whoever it is, but
I think one thing about adding someone new is, I think one thing that kind of throws them off is how
excited.
how loving we are.
No, I think so for sure. It is. Yeah.
Because I know it comes across weird, because I don't know if there's ever a day where I don't say I love you at least 10 times in a day.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I know that you know what, this question might have been better suited for those coming into our family. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're probably like, you guys are
Maybe
just
allow them
so
to have a chance to talk.
you guys are so touchy feely.
No, we are because my husband.
Didn't Taki say something about us being like
Yes.
always crying?
Yes, my husband, he's always saying like, you guys are either always crying or hugging but that's just how we are.
That's
We
how
are
it-
such,
That's how it has
yes,
been
we're
since
very
we were
emotional family and we
kids.
love to love on you.
Not emotional
And
family, but
not
we're
emotional,
free to,
but
like,
yes, to express.
express.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, because I know my husband, it took him a while to get used to that, but now he's just the same way.
yeah, because of course, like, love will always win.
Yes.
So yeah, we express ourselves maybe a little bit too much, and so maybe it can feel overwhelming to someone who's not in an environment like that, but everyone's used to it now.
Oh yeah.
Everyone, all our husbands, our families, our children, everybody's used to it now. So my little brother's wife, she definitely got 3 more sisters when she comes into our family
Mm-hmm.
who will support
And you've
her.
heard our stories, so you know our personalities a little bit.
Right,
Who to watch out for?
right.
I'm just
So,
kidding.
um,
There's nothing to watch out for anymore.
Just kidding.
but you know, we've just been so blessed with each other's spouse and just with our parents and how loving they are towards our spouse too, which makes us comfortable to love each other's spouse in the way that we do and accept them into our family the way that we do. But for those that are listening,
Right.
maybe they are entering into a season where they are um, maybe if they're the ones that's expanding their family or they're the first ones in their family to step out to get married or their sibling, what is some advice that you can give them? Maybe they're feeling uncomfortable in this season because or they're feeling just because there's a lot of unknown
Right.
things and they don't know how it's going to affect their family dynamic. What is something that you could share with them, something you could shed light on from your perspective or from where
My
you've
perspective.
been?
Don't
Oh,
be
yeah.
afraid to take that step forward. I think for a lot of people, sometimes they just keep to themselves with their own like judgments
Yeah.
on that person. But don't be afraid to make that first step to get to know
Oh
them
yeah, for sure.
personally.
Yeah, and my advice would be just to come into it with an open mind. You know, there's a reason why your sibling has chosen this person, and you know your sibling, and yeah. So just come with an open mind, be loving, and try to be understanding in situations where it may be a bit hard. And sometimes, if it's hard to be understanding, just take a break, just take a step back, and allow them to go through whatever it is they're going through, and then be there at the end of the day to
Exactly,
continue to
show
support them.
right? And I think that that's a good thing that you brought up also, is to respect boundaries.
Exactly.
You know, to respect the
Exactly.
boundary that your sibling now has
Yes.
as a married person,
Mhm.
as a spouse. Because one thing about whenever I had to watch my sisters get married is that this was a new thing that was shown to me because I didn't know Sally the wife. I only
Yeah.
knew Sally the
sister.
person or Kim the person. I didn't know Kim the wife, and then experiencing later Kim the mom,
Yeah.
Sally the mom, and it's just a whole new dynamic. And remember that
Exactly.
your sibling themselves don't know themselves in this
Yeah.
in this new
Yeah.
life, you know. And so to give grace while they find their footing
Yeah,
in
'cause
the
we're learning as well.
right, while they find their footing in the new life that they have, give them grace, allow them the space to find out who they are in this life, and
Exactly.
also know that um in order to evolve, you need change.
Yes,
You
for
need
sure,
change,
for sure.
and that's okay. You will find your normal. It will come, and it will be normal.
Yes.
In the beginning, it feels like, there's so many
Yeah.
changes, and you're scared and you're worried, and maybe you feel
Yeah.
threatened. Maybe your siblinghood or sisterhood is threatened
Yes.
because now this new person's coming in. She's acting different, or she's doing too much, you know. But give space, give grace,
Yeah.
and always just be there to support.
Yes.
Even in prayer as well, because sometimes when you go to prayer,
For
it's
sure.
either going to show you, God's either going to show you that you're the one that needs to change,
Yeah. Yeah.
or He's going to help you create that atmosphere of the change that
Exactly.
needs
Of
to
allowing-
happen.
yes.
Yeah, of allowing it to
Yeah.
evolve. But what are some other advices? Do you have anything else?
Just to touch on the prayer, because that is so true. If anything, that's the one thing that always gets me
Oh,
through
yes. A big thing.
anything. It's
Yes.
through
It's our
everything.
lifeline.
No, right. That's the one thing that always gets me through everything is truly prayer. When Kim was, doing her thing and she decided to, get married and it happened so fast, that was the one thing that gave me hope, is that I could pray for her.
Mhm.
I could pray for her and allow
Yes.
God to take that, because I don't know how to mend this broken relationship that we
Oh,
had
yeah.
at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that, but I can give it to God, and He will create the situation and the
Yes.
opportunity
That's
for
right.
that to happen, and
Exactly.
he can bring healing to something,
Oh yeah.
to everything, and so that's one thing that really helps in every way, in every single concern,
Yes.
everything you're worried about. Prayer definitely came and rescued us many times. And also remember that this is an opportunity for you to create new memories,
Exactly.
new experiences, a new way of fun, a new
Yeah.
kind of fun. I know that we have had so much fun.
Yes.
after marriage and having my brother-in-laws and in our lives, we have had even more fun and
Oh,
more
yeah.
more memories and
Yes.
different just a different life that we live now, and it's just
And it feels so much fuller
Yes, it
and
does.
richer with more, like
Yeah.
involving more people in it.
definitely.
So if you're walking in this new season, I just want you to walk in this new season with an open mind, an open heart, and a lot of grace, not just for your spouse and for your new family that you'll be coming into, but for yourself as well, because that's a big change and something that you really got to show yourself a lot of grace, because then you're going to start getting to know who you are and who you're going to be.
Yeah, this new person that you're becoming.
It's a new person.
Metamorphosis.
You're turning into a butterfly now. No, it really feels like
Yeah.
that though. It does.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
It's a big change.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in on this episode of
What Anna Said podcast.
We're so happy that you guys tune in every time. Y'all just kick it with us wherever we are, whether we're on the couch, if we're in the car, if we're outside here at the park. Y'all know we're all moms. Like, we got to get in where we fit in, okay? And you guys don't judge us for that. You guys are right there with us. So thank y'all for that. We really love everyone who supports, everyone who tunes in. Thank you guys for your questions too that we get to touch on this episode. So please join us next week. Next week, Wednesday, we'll be here again. Same time, same place. And so we'll see y'all then. Bye.
If you have any questions or anything you would like us to discuss on our next episode, please put it in the comments below.
Comment down below. Reach out to us on Instagram, What Anna Said Pod. DM us something that you want us to cover. Whatever questions you have, whatever things that come to your mind, please let us know. We'll be so happy to dive into it.